Hello, hello, hello. Who's bragging? Oh, AJ? Yes. Oh, he's having a roast lamb. Is that what he's doing? Anyway, welcome to the Good Servant Show, where you can come here and be friends with people. So, today, I'm excited because Teresa was supposed to come on Friday. She wasn't feeling well. She's feeling better. She's going to be on today. And I just found out about that 10 minutes ago. Or not even, really. And it made me feel happy. It made me feel pretty happy. So what's this about AJ having a lamb? What's this all about? Now, lamb is food, right? He's like gonna eat lamb, like as in meat, right? He's not like, I mean, fighting a lamb over, it's not like a slang term or anything like that. I'm not good with all that UK stuff because I know that one guy from the UK called my mom a bird, man. He said my mom was a fit bird. And I had no idea what that meant because I'm thinking fit bird, what does that mean? I'm thinking Thanksgiving, you know? Like, what are you saying about my mom? Like, what are you saying about my mom? You know? She's a nice lady. And he said, oh, no, I'm just saying that she looks good for her age. You know, she's an attractive lady or something like that. And I was like, okay, all right. I mean, you're still on the edge there, buddy, you know? But all right. And so, yeah, I don't know why I started with that story, but these sometimes you just never know, you know, what people are saying about you, you know. And so, I forget one other thing. I got called something else by one of these guys. I can't remember it now, but when I think of it, I'm gonna bring it up because I'm confused about it. Yeah. So, anyway, let me say hi to everybody real quick. Teresa's backstage. And hello, Sheila. I'm gonna say you were first. My great wellspring of truth and grace. Deb, absolutely, who's been doing really good lately. And AJ, thank you for coming on yesterday. I really appreciate it. And I think that's it. Oh, there's Rowan, slid right in there. Good morning. You're in time for the good mornings. All right. Is that everybody? All right, all four of us. Woo! All right. I'll try never to do that again. But let me welcome the better half of this show on.
Oh my
Hello,
goodness.
Teresa. How are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry I missed you guys this week. I was sick.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, it happens. What is this picture I'm looking at?
No, it doesn't happen to me. I haven't been sick since like 2005 when my husband talked me into going to get a flu shot.
Wow. So we're talking like almost 17 years that you haven't been sick.
It's been a long time since I've had a runny nose or a cough or a cold or anything.
Wow, I'm trying
I'll
to
tell
think
you
when the
what, it
last time I
wasn't
was
even the
sick.
fact that I had a runny nose or anything. It was my problem was I didn't have any, cold medicine or anything like that. So I went to the store with a runny nose. I had to wear a mask, because people just freak out because you have a runny nose. What I did was I just got done planting a bunch of seeds for my garden this year. I planted, got my tomatoes going. I got my cabbage and onions and stuff like that in the ground. And or not the ground, but the, the soil starter things. And I kept smelling this funny smell. And I think it was mold in the soil that I bought. That's what
could be.
I was having an allergic reaction. So yeah, I wasn't really sick. I had a runny nose. I couldn't see because my eyes were all tearing up, and that's generally a sign for
what that
me
could
of
be?
some kind of
What that could be? That could be allergies. You can develop allergies later in life, like to regular outside stuff.
Yeah, 100%. An allergy, not a cold or the flu or anything like that. 100%. So what I did was I ran to the store and bought a whole bunch of oranges and some, I'm really into nutrition and stuff like that, and not medication. And and but I decided to take some antihistamine. That's where I started to have problems, because I haven't taken any kind of medicine except for something for inflammation. And so these antihistamines just knocked my socks off. I couldn't function. It was like I had to sit down. I couldn't think. I was just really tired and sleepy. I really couldn't even form words for a couple of days, but my nose wasn't runny. My eyes weren't all tearing up. It just knocked me down for about 2 days. And then on the third or fourth day, I started feeling really good. And today I'm a lot better. Had to put some oil on my face because my skin's all peeling off my face. But
oh boy,
my nose isn't running. I'm better. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bore you.
I'm trying to think the last time I was sick. I can't, I mean, maybe it was 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember. But I'm I'm afraid to, I don't know, now that they have me on all these meds now, I've been on all these meds for 20 years. There's a couple that are hard to come off of, and now I'm very reluctant before I'm going to let them put me on anything, because I'm scared. I mean, I'm literally scared of either them making me sick with the stuff, or I'm scared of being stuck on it forever, And I guess that's just my own fears.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, sometime when we're in private, we'll talk about that. But I don't think this is the format for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
If you get one.
Yes, I do. I have. Well, last night.
My ex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying last night.
I was just going to say my ex-husband was bipolar. My ex-husband was bipolar, and he was on all kinds of meds, and he was really super toxic anyway. And he told me that his only desire in life was to live in an institution where other people would just take care of him. And
yeah.
So I have some experience with this.
I've actually thought about that at points in my life where I would have agreed to that. Is that sad? I mean, that's sad. But I was in actual positions where I would.
I think what happens is, and we don't really consider it because, the doctor gives it to us. We've been conditioned to think that if the doctor says it, it's true, and whatever they say is, they wouldn't give us anything that hurts us. But if we read scripture the way scripture's to be read, we take the words apart and literally take it as it is presented to us. Pharmaceuticals comes from the word sorcery, and it means poison.
Yeah. Crazy. And it's almost like, this is what I fear. This is what I fear, Teresa, is that if we lived, if we lived in a time where people wore witches hats and had brooms and stuff like that, right? And you walk into one of these places, you wouldn't know the difference between one of these witches shops or whatever, or a doctor. You wouldn't be able to tell. It's the white coats, right, that separate them from what it really is, right? They're in a suit and in a white coat instead of, whatever you would expect a witch to be in, I mean,
Hmm.
it's a trick, everything is a facade, a scam, right? Every money scam, every, let's call it, I can't say those words, every pharmakia scam, every, news scam, it's all at some level, right? It looks good to the regular person, right? Because they don't go one layer deep. But if everyone just dressed in their character, this place would be a scary place, you know?
Yes.
So I don't know if
It's
you have any. So how you been?
Oh, I've been okay. I'm excited about having an early spring. There's snow on the ground, but it's really warm outside. It's going to be clear blue sky today and just going to be nice. I
Explain this.
mean, always
Explain this
makes me happy.
Puckatawny Phil thing. What is that?
Punxsutawney Phil is an animal prognosticator that lives in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and every February the 2nd, which is Groundhog Day, they bring him out and if he sees the sun shine, then it's going to be an early spring. If it's cloudy, if he sees his shadow, it's going to be an early spring. If it's cloudy, then it's going to be, I don't know. Somebody out there knows. It's going to
He's
be
a he's
six
a
more weeks of winter. I might
he's an
have it
animal
backwards. I don't know.
prognosticator. Is that what you said? An animal
Yeah,
prognosticator? Nice, nice. I
that's what
love
I
it.
said.
Yeah,
A
that's
groundhog,
beautiful.
and they bring him out on February 2nd on Groundhog, and they
Poor
dress in
guy.
their tuxedos and top hats. Hint, hint.
Yes, of course. Yeah, the Brotherhood, of course.
Of
It's
course.
like are they? Is this so? I know this isn't the original Puxatawny Phil because this we're talking 70 years they've been doing this, right? Like or longer, right?
I don't know how they've been doing it since I can remember. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's an animal, of course. A
It's probably like
groundhog doesn't live 70 years, especially if it
like
lives
the
near
12.
me.
It's like the 12th Phil or something. This is crazy.
Hillbillies eat groundhog.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable.
Everything's a food source here.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't
Food.
last long up there. He'd be on somebody's table, Get out the fryer,
Oh, speaking
Puxatawny's.
of animals,
Yeah.
speaking of animal prognosticator, I had to take my dogs outside before I came on with you. And while I was outside waiting on my dogs, I just looked up because it's a clear blue sky today. Believe it or not, I have a bald headed eagle flying around my house today.
Wow. That's pretty rare for this
I
time of
have,
year, right?
well, I live really close to the Missouri River without saying too much. I live within 5 miles of the Missouri River, and they are rare, but near this river, I see them all the time.
Wow. It must be so majestic looking at one
More
of
than
those
I ever
birds,
did it. They are, they are, they are. They are just gorgeous, and they are birds of prey, and which means they prey on smaller birds or small animals. And I have a little dog, so um, and
Oh, they'll
not
come and
just
get a dog?
a bald eagle, but oh heck yeah, dog, cat, anything smaller than them. But
Wow.
I have hawks that I have to worry about. I have all kinds of birds of prey here. I have giant owls, and they're pretty loud. But and the owls do come out during the day, but because I see them dead on the road all the time, the owls. But
Yeah.
red tail hawks are pretty much the most numerous things I see here, red-tailed hawks, and then there's 2 or 3 different kinds of hawks here that I have to worry about.
That's a scary
But
bird
I
right
never
there.
really seen a red-tailed hawk.
Oh yeah.
They eat rodents mostly and dead
Yeah.
things mostly.
But I would be scared. You have a little tiny dog though, right?
Yeah, she's only like a 6-pound poodle.
Oh, I would never let her go,
She
you
was a
know?
stray.
Yeah. Oh, she was a
Yeah, I
stray and
spoiled her.
you rescued her.
She
Oh,
was a stray. Yeah, she just turned up at my house and we just kept her. So
wow.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. Wait, here there when you moved there or was it before? Where you lived before?
yeah. When we lived in Ohio, she turned up at our house, and we kept her for about a year, thinking someone was going to come knocking around, looking for her, but nobody ever did. So I took her to the veterinarian and got her a checkup and got her teeth cleaned and started spending money on her. And at that point, I figured nobody was going to come around looking for her by that time, and so she just
Yeah.
became ours. I
Nice.
mean, she chose us. Yeah,
Right?
that's how I get all my
Story
dogs.
of your life, right? Story of your
Yeah,
life,
that's how I
right?
get all my dogs, really. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just had a black lab puppy. I just he just showed up in my yard, so I brought him in, and he was really scared and really hungry and didn't know what to do with him.
So what does your husband say when
But
he comes
anyway,
home? What does your husband say when he comes home and there's a new animal in the house? Like, okay, this is our new pet.
well, yeah, I thought he was going to be mad, and
Yeah.
the puppy was laying in the other room with the other dogs, and my husband got home from work, and I told him, and I thought, oh, he's going to start yelling. He went in the other room where the puppy was, and he got down on his hands and knees and was in there baby talking, goo goo gaga,
Ah,
ah, baby, ah, puppy. I couldn't believe it.
he liked it.
But a
He
friend
liked
of mine
the
runs a
puppy.
no-kill shelter in Kansas City. A friend of mine runs a no-kill rescue in Kansas City, and anyway, I took the puppy to the vet and got him his age-appropriate shots and made an appointment for him to get spayed and neutered, just a checkup and all of that stuff, and cost me about $150. And then I I rehomed him with the no-kill shelter. He's in the system now, so. And then they paid for him to get neutered, but we paid for his vaccinations and the examination and all of that stuff as a donation towards their charity. It's a charity.
Yeah.
So I rehomed him with them. I've got 3 dogs. I can't take care of another one.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. Like,
I
well, if they're
cried
all
because we really
small,
like him.
like if
No,
they're all small, it
he's a
seems like
black
you can
lab.
do
He'll
it.
weigh 100. Yeah, no, he's about maybe 4, 5, 6 month old puppy. He's going to weigh 120 pounds probably. I already have
Oh
a black
wow,
lab pit bull mix that's she's 80 pounds, 85 pounds, and
she's solid.
I
I
have
bet.
a blue healer. Well, she's old. She's getting old. She's about 12, and
Yeah.
yeah, I've had her for 9 years. And she was a rescue, and and I have a blue healer mix. He's a blue healer border collie mix. He weighs about 50, 60 pounds. I'm not sure,
Wait,
but
is
he's
that a
my
fourth
constant
dog?
companion. No,
Did
I
you
have
just say
3
four?
dogs. A poodle.
Oh, okay.
No, I got 3 dogs. A poodle, a blue healer, and a black lab um,
Ah,
pit bull mix. They're all
and I
mixed
knew.
except for the poodle.
Right, right. That's a good little household. Well, I was
Yeah,
talking.
mush. I mean,
So a subject came up today, and I don't know if how much you know about some of these like doctrines out there, right? About there's someone asked me if I was a Calvinist, right? And I didn't know what that was. And then
I
when I
didn't
was
either
reading
until
it,
I had to do
it,
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like when I was reading like the little rules of it, that like it said God could save everybody, but he chooses not to. And I couldn't get past that, right? Like
No,
why would anybody
Calvinism is
believe that?
heresy. No. Mm-mm. No, there, I'm going to tell you something that I learned in business. In when you're doing business, there's a genuine and there's a counterfeit. And the way you judge the counterfeit is by knowing the genuine.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with money, because during the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of counterfeit money going around. And so the way you know the genuine is to know the genuine, and all you handle is the genuine, so that when you see a counterfeit, you recognize it. Get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how
Kinda.
we handle doctrine. That's how we handle doctrine, okay? We know the genuine. And so instead, and that's what God told me many years ago, is when he wiped the slate clean for me, he said, go back to the beginning. I don't listen
Yeah.
to, I came out of denominational church, okay? I went to Church of God. I went to Assemblies of God. Um, I was really into the charismatic movement, speaking in tongues, and emotional demonstrations of the power of Holy Spirit, and I still am. But I'm not in that vein of that. I'm not in that church anymore. I don't go to that church. I am not indoctrinated by their teachings anymore. It was powerless. It was dead, and it was. They were pagan. Okay, they put the Christmas tree in the sanctuary of the church, and my husband my husband went to church with me that day, which
Yeah.
was rare for him. And he looked at me and goes, "What are they doing?" I said, "You can see what they're doing. They put this huge Christmas tree up, and they were making a ceremony out of decorating this Christmas tree in the sanctuary instead of having church that day." And my husband and I got up and left, and I've never been back.
Good for you.
And that's the truth. That's a
See, and
truth.
it
Because
makes it hard, right? Because I'm the same way as you, right? I don't feel right in any of these places. It seems like some places are better than others, right? But like normally I don't feel comfortable, and I like studying on my own. The problem is finding fellowship. That's the whole thing, right? Is searching for,
that's
we're
what
all
you're
searching for
providing
each
here
other.
for us.
That's right. That's right.
I think that's what you're providing here for us, Stephen, is it says, do not forsake the assembling of yourselves together. So I think that's what you're providing here for us, is kind of fellowship, and the truth seekers, and um,
Yeah.
the people that truly love God here come to ask questions and find, no one is dogmatic here. We ask questions, we search scriptures. We want to be good Bereans. We don't want to be telling people what to believe. We want people to find the truth and believe it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Even on things that I'm like 90% sure of, I'm still open to the fact that I could be wrong, or open enough to where I would look at it again. And I think that like if we keep doing that, right? Like this is what's crazy is you would think that by shutting off all sources, the message would get narrower, right? But it's really ever since I've been like testing all things, right? Taking like if someone comes with something and we check it, like the road has gotten narrower that way, being open. And I'm wondering, like, if the whole world just isn't like that, just inverted. They teach us that to not be deceived, don't look at anything. But it's in reality, it's if you look at everything, you won't be deceived. You know? And like you said, knowing the genuine, right?
Exactly. We
Once you,
shouldn't be.
yeah,
I shouldn't be telling you what you can read and what you can't read.
that's crazy, isn't it?
Right? I should be able to think for myself, and you shouldn't have to think for me.
Right. Exactly. Right. Like out, especially out of this group, right? Like we're if you're a Christian truther at this level, right? Then you are you're definitely a critical thinker. I mean, there's no one's going to say something to you that you're not going to question at least once, you know?
It should be encouraged. You
Right.
should be
Exactly.
encouraged to think for yourself. And as a matter of fact, I look at it this way. We are a group of people that love Jesus Christ. We are led by the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit. But as an individual, I have my own private relationship with Jesus Christ that is like a marriage, and it's none of your business. I have an
Right.
intimate fellowship, an intimate relationship in my closet that is me and him alone. I am his and he is mine, and it's none of your business. Okay?
Yeah.
And it will reflect in my life when I talk to you or when I have fellowship with you out there. That's how I see it. We should each have
Yeah.
a personal, individual, one on one with God. And then we'll know you by your fruits,
That's
right?
right.
Right.
Yeah. There'll be a collection of behavior that'll follow, you know, to where there's going to be enough of it to where people are going to make a judgment, you know? I mean, hey, look, I know that, you
Well,
know, the way
nobody's
they
perfect,
say,
right? We've said that a
right, right,
thousand
right.
times.
Absolutely.
We've said that a thousand times. No one's perfect, but someone that can humble themselves and lower their eyes and say, I'm sorry, I blew it, and I was wrong. Forgive me, I was wrong, or whatever applies.
Right. No, I agree with that, you know. Like you know, and I think that like after a while, right? Like because this is kind of like a real niche kind of group, right? Flat Earthers is already a small group, right? Then you got Flat Earth Christian, Truther, right? We're open to all things, right? All truths when we're not in denial about any. Some are uncomfortable, right? But like when you start opening it up, right, where you get past all these gatekeepers, right? Then it's like this is a very, very like it's very there's not that many people in this group, right? And we all get to know each other over the years, you know? Like I know it doesn't seem like it, but like I've known some of you 2 3 years, right? You know, 4 years, you know, and time has gone by so fast, you know. And you know we're gonna
It
be we're
is.
and
That's
not only are we
crazy.
gonna know each other like that, but we're gonna be like a family, strong feelings for each other, you know, which I think is great. Did I lose you? I think I lost you. Oh no.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you are.
Who'd you
Sorry,
lose?
I thought
No, I'm
I
here.
thought
I'm
you
not.
were gone.
I'm not
Yeah,
interrupting. I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
yeah. I'm still learning the rhythm with you, but we're good.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm just listening, not interrupting today.
Yeah. No, you. I think you're doing great. I just, you know, like I'm excited to get to like now that we're at this point, and for like the last few days, like right, I've really like I don't know who's been praying for me to get rest, but I have been sleeping like a log for like three straight days. Every time I slept, it's been like a log, just a deep sleep, and it's rare for me to get more than 2 hours, that's for sure, right? And like at a time, but last night around 3 o'clock I fell asleep and didn't wake up till 6, and I was an hour before the show gets me kind of like rushing because I'm used to, you know, really having a lot of time to get everything ready, and so I'm like, you know, super ready before, and I guess not having that time makes me feel nervous, you know. I don't know, it's almost like sleep and eating, right? It's just things that get in the way of me doing this. But really, I got to take care of myself. I can't put sleep off as like some chore that I'll just do later, you know? And so I'm still trying to
Yes,
figure that out.
I wanted to say out loud in your hearing that in my 30s, I hit this wall of burnout because I was having sleep issues. I was having a lot of issues, nothing like, I mean, you're alone. So
Yeah.
I was married to a crazy person. I had two little kids to deal with, and I was going to college, and was I hit this wall of burnout. Okay, I hit this collection of I can't take any more this, that, or the other. You know, fill in the blanks. I had, um, you know, I've told you how emotional I am and how
Right.
I feel people, and I had just I was filled up to the top. I couldn't take anymore, and I just hit the wall. And I was considering getting on, you know, antidepressants. I was considering all kinds of crazy things at the time, but I just wanted to say you have to sleep.
Yeah.
In the 80s and the 90s, I worked and raised two kids, and I became a single mom. And I'm telling you, I when I met my husband Jeff in 2001, I needed I needed about 6 months of sleep, and he took care of me, and he let me just crash. I just crashed. But it got to the place in 2001 where it was affecting my health, my mental health, and my physical health. And it affected my spiritual health. And you have to sleep, or, you know, I mean, for me anyway. And now I'm like you. I go to bed I have a time. I go to bed at that time, or, you know, around that time. And I sleep until I wake up. I have an alarm, and it goes off. And if I feel like getting up, I get up. If I don't, I just turn the alarm off and go back to sleep. My husband lets me do that. As long as I get my work around here done, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
don't
just
work
happy
outside the house anymore.
I'm just happy I got some rest and I feel good. I feel rejuvenated and like everyone's been so nice to me and helping out with the show and like more than willing to join. It's like I remember when like you know like after Alex, right? I was when I was doing it all by myself. Like it did get hard, right? Because like it was just not that people wouldn't help, but just finding the right person, finding the right people, the right mix, you know, I guess. And it got to a point where I was getting burned out. There was no way I was going to be able to do two shows by myself every day. And then everyone just started helping. Like all my prayers started being answered. Like specific, I pray specifically for certain things, and a person would show up to fit all those things, you know. And it's like, wow, man, this is maybe this is I got something going here. And then you know, of course, you know, I do push it too hard. I agree. You know, I need to really focus on that and take responsibility. But lately, I've been doing super good, feeling great, and everybody's been growing so much. And like, I'm just like, I'm so proud of like. There's people that have really pushed themselves past some really uncomfortable spots, like you know, like that. I'm just like you know, and I'm like in awe of like so like the strength of people, you know. It's a good reward.
Yeah. Well, you've got to go through some hard stuff to build any kind of spiritual and emotional muscle. Sometimes I feel like I can't take anymore.
Have you ever had like where you feel like you know there's something you got to do for yourself and it's something that you could do and you have time to do it and it's something you really should be doing, but there's like this invisible wall that like keeps you from doing it. You put it off and put it off and put it off. And really, if someone just pushed you a little bit over the hump or something, it would be done and over with. You know? Have you ever run into anything like that?
I'm sorry, repeat it. I must have been daydreaming. I don't know.
It's okay. Like
We'll just,
like like when no, it's all right. So like when it's probably good I repeat it because I think it's important for people to understand like because a lot of people have related to this, right? That I've talked to, like where it's something
yes.
that that you're supposed to do, right? Or and that you could do, and that it's easy for you to do, and you have time to do it. But there's like this invisible wall that's like in between you and actually doing it, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. When really, if someone just kind of pushed you over the hump, like made sure you got over the hump and did it, that it would be done and in the rearview mirror.
Oh, yeah. Now, less and less
So
as I get older, that happens. I don't, I'm not a procrastinator anymore. And I've learned, um, I was always a very impulsive person. So I did a lot of things very impulsively and made a lot of mistakes. And then when I was actually supposed to do something, I procrastinated and didn't do it. And so I kind of crossed a bridge in 2001, 2002, something like that, where I got more normal, stable people in my life. And I was just thanking God this morning for my husband, because if it wasn't for my husband and his routine and his mental and emotional stability, I'd be somewhere in Ohio self-destructing probably. I just thank God that, sometimes we need support people in our lives. In fact, I know 100% we need support people in our lives. I know that there are men and women that have been called sometimes to separate from the crowd, and go into isolation and fast and pray and things like that. But but for me, and I do that. I go into isolation and I do things like that where it's just me and God for a time. But I always have wanted and have always longed for believers that I could talk to, bounce ideas off of, and someone to encourage me along. I don't want to be a burden on people, but I know sometimes I need encouragement. Sometimes I have information that you might need. I don't want to be
absolutely, yes.
a space hog either.
No, well, see that like that's the like I don't know, like there's always been these people, right? Like that show up in my life right at the right times and kind of push me over the hump. And I'm like, wow, without these two, three, four, five people, right, like in my life, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Like, I mean, I could put these people on a list, and without them, there's no way I would be here. Like, even if what they did was small, it was something big to get me over um, a big hill in life, a big obstacle. And so when I started this, right, and I started to like, basically I just really listen to people. And so I'm like, there's a difference between someone that's willing to listen, right, and somebody that wants to listen. And sometimes we need somebody that wants to listen, that isn't there because they're willing to be there, but they're there because they want to be there. And it's like there's like some kind of spiritual thing that happens where you're not just venting, you're like letting out what's going on with your feelings, knowing that like it's not only probably helping you, but it's helping the other person too. And I try to be in that like that niche, right, where it's like um uh I try to be like in where it's like um where I only do what I want to do, right? So if I'm helping, it's because I want to be there. I don't know if that makes
Hmm.
sense.
No, it did. It
I do,
made sense. I mean, sometimes you have to put your will. Sometimes we do things because it has to be done. Other times we
yeah,
do things because we enjoy doing it. For example, um, a lot of people might find gardening tedious and work. to me, I'm all in. It's what I look forward to year after year after year. I'm the woman in this neighborhood that everyone talks about. When it's 110 degrees outside in July, I'm
You're out in
outside
the yard.
at noon working,
Nice.
sweating. I'm the one that's outside hauling stuff around, doing, working outside. Oh, you're the one that's outside you're the lady that's outside all the time. Who's supposed to be outside doing my work? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
Do you have any idea who would do my work for me if it wasn't me?
I know it. I know it.
I don't get it. So,
You can
but
tell them,
it
hey,
does get really, really.
anytime they want to help, they can, right?
I've asked them. I had this one lady stop by and I had one lady stop by and she just pulled her car up on the wrong side of the road where I was. She was heading the other way. And she goes, I really like your garden. I want one. I'm like, how much budget are we working with? She goes, oh, I want it for free. And I looked at her. I
Oh.
said, well, I'll tell you what, go get your shovel. Yeah, I said, yeah, go get your shovel. Come on back. We'll talk about it. And I've never seen her again.
You've never seen her again.
Yeah.
She didn't want to
I've
help you
never
with the
seen her
shovel.
again.
Yeah, she just wanted the garden
Yeah,
for
she
free.
wanted my garden. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
sure,
hard
lady.
work.
As soon as I'm done doing mine, I'll be.
People don't
I just
understand,
thought,
like, it takes work to do these things, right?
I kind
You
of
got
felt
to
like she
be
was.
disciplined. Go ahead.
I kind of felt like she was, being sarcastic. I don't know. She didn't have good intentions. Let's put it that way.
Right, right. You had a good read on her.
I'm not
Yeah.
usually very quick-witted. I was that day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because I don't have I'm very straightforward. I'm not mean-spirited. I mean, sometimes I come off that way to people who have bad intentions, but
Yeah,
I love everybody, but I'm not anybody's fool either. So
that's
don't
right.
try it.
That's right. Guess what time it is, Miss Teresa?
Yeah. Happy trails.
It's time to hit the old
I mean,
dusty trail. And so I like to thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
grateful for
I
you.
love you guys. I love everybody. There's so many here in the chat that I can see the chat, but I can't type in the chat because I'm on my cell phone. So just wanted to say hi to Here We Go Again and AJM, Cold Springs, Deb Ware. I saw
Rob is here. Rob is in there somewhere.
Rob, and
Ann
then
was
one I
there.
didn't recognize. There's Ann, and then
Yeah.
Rowan. I don't know who Rowan is. But anyway,
Oh,
hello
he's
everyone.
Ravens.
Good morning, and I love
Remember,
you.
remember the Ravens? That's Rowan is the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
probably know him as another
Don't
name.
know him.
Alrighty, guys. Well, praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. And pray for the children, please, and anybody that's being victimized right now. And I will see you guys tonight at 5 p.m.
Bye, everyone.